All right, hi everybody. Today this video is going to go over the quote gathering activity in response to the question, does Rainsford become the next Zaroff? Now you're going to turn this activity into a written response and use your evidence in the written response, but for today all you're doing is gathering details. So you're going to need to access your PDF. There is a link to the PDF both here and in your agenda. All right, so what we're going to be trying to think through right now is the ending of our story. So it ends Rainsford sleeping in Zaroff's bed, which we said in class was weird. And we're asking ourselves, do we think he's going to become the next Zaroff? Or do we think that his moral code is of such that that would not happen? Now, there's no right or wrong answer to this. What you're going to be graded on is finding solid evidence that supports your claim and being able to explain that evidence in a logical way. So make sure you read the instructions here, but that was just a summary of what we're going to be doing. Now, if you take a look at your document, and again, you're going to make a copy of this document, you're going to see a box here that says how to correctly cite a direct quote. And if the direct quote has dialogue, you need to make sure you're including these single quotes along the dialogue. And then each time a new person speaks, you start a new single quote. Now, you also want to make sure that you have the double quotes around the whole citation, the author's last name at the end, the page number, and notice where the period falls for MLA citations. It goes at the very end of the entire citation. So you don't include it in the quoted material. You make sure you include it at the end of the citation. All right, so make sure you're looking through those instructions as you complete this assignment. So in this table, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be compiling quotes that both prove Rainsford is not going to become Zaroff because he is a better man than him, and that prove Rainsford is totally going to start hunting humans and has become corrupted with power. So again, there's no right or wrong answer to this. You get to choose which side you feel you can best support. Now, before you get into actually writing this assignment, you're going to fill out this activity. You need to make sure you're coming up with at least 4 to 5 different details from the text that support each side. So again, since we're at the beginning stages of thinking through this question, we want to make sure we're finding evidence to support both sides of this argument. So let's do an example really quickly. And we're going to do it with Rainsford. Rainsford is totally going to start hunting humans and has become corrupted with power. So he does become the next Zaroff. So I read through this text and I had underlined, because we talked about it in class, the following citation or the following quote. It says, "Be a realist. The world is made up of two classes, the hunters and the huntees. Luckily, you and I are hunters." So this is something that Rainsford says at the beginning of the story, and we talked about how this informs us as to what he believes about power and who he believes is important in the world, which we said is powerful people. Now, all you have to do is put the quote itself, make sure you're using single quotes if it's around dialogue, double quotes around the entire citation, and then citing it correctly. You do not need to explain the evidence at all in this graphic organizer. All you are literally doing here is finding the quotes and putting them in each column. Again, there are 6 different boxes that you can put quotes into. You need to at least shoot for having 4 to 5 pieces of evidence for each side, and they should be direct quotes. All right, that's today's activity. If you have any questions, make sure you're reaching out to your teacher. See ya.